Shalom. Welcome. So I've been working on something special for you. It's not exactly perfect, but I think it will be good enough and fun. And it's a graphic novel, a mini graphic novel to celebrate Simchat Torah as we continue our reading, or we get back to our reading rather, in the book of 1 Kings. Adonai ken ratzon ki lekachnu yihye tov ba'einecha. Mode'im anachnu lefanecha ki natata lanu chagim u'moedim v'shabtot v'chol zemanim tovim. Ein lanu Eloah bli techa. Ein lanu Moshiach bli techa ki ata el Gibor, el Rafa, el Makom, el Asher Kol yesh b'chayenu. Toda lecha Abba. All right, so here we are. This is 1 Kings, chapter 18, verse 31. And this is supposed to be Eliyahu Hanavi here. Let's scan it first. Vayikach Eliyahu shetem esrei avanim. Kemis ke de mispal de shivtei de v'nei Yaakov. Look at that long construct chain. So we'll kind of mark it for you. Let's see. There, good enough. Asher haya de devar Adonai. Another nice construct chain. Oops. Eliv lemor Yisrael yihye shemecha. All right, let's pick it apart now. And don't worry if there are some things you don't get or I'm not explaining enough. Our deeply detailed visual learning class is in the Torah. Currently, we are working our way through Exodus, where I go a bit slower and explain everything, almost everything. This is our 1 Kings class, which is fine for everyone to be here. That's no problem. And you can learn no matter what your level is. You can even learn to read in here. But the pace is a bit quicker. Vayikach. So that's the word lakach, to take. And yikach is he will take. Vayikach means that he took. So he took. Who took? Eliyahu. Then Eliyahu took Shittim Esrei. That's 12. It's 2, 10. Shittim Esrei. Avanim. Stones. Ke. Like or as. And then big construct chain. Mispal, Shivtei, V'nei Yaakov. So, because the last word's a name, we can say the in front of this. So, ke, like, the Mispal, the number of, the Shivtei, tribes of, the V'nei, that's from Banim, children of, or sons of, in this case, Yaakov, Jacob. Asher, who, or when, or how, Haya, it was Devar Adonai, the word of Hashem, the word of the Lord, a life unto him. Le'amol, saying, Yisrael Yihye Shemecha. Israel Yihye will be Shemecha, the shame of Ha, the name of you, your name. One more time through, just kind of regularly. Actually, you try to translate before I do. Vayikach Eliyahu. Then Eliyahu took Shetem Esrei Avanim, 12 stones. Kemitkeh da mispar da shivtei da v'nei Yaakov. Ke, like the mispar, the number of the shivtei, tribes of the V'nei, children of or sons of Yaakov. Asher, when or how, Haya devar Adonai. The word of the Lord was alive unto him. Le'emor, saying, Yisrael yuchye shemecha. Israel will be shemecha, your shame, your name. Everybody doing okay? I'm going to have a sip of tea. I have a rooibos tea mixed with a little bit of sugar-free brown sugar and cinnamon syrup, just a little bit, and a little bit of erythritol. Yeah, and a tiny bit of steamed oat milk. Yum, yum. Das ist fantastisch. By the way, shout out to Brother Harrison. We are missing you, bro. If you get to watch these things later, we hope to see you back with us in our live studies soon. And if anything's going on that you need help with, may Adonai bless you and keep you, safeguard you and your family from all bad things. Mikol B'schut Yeshua, by the merit of Yeshua. Right. Verse 32. Vayivne et ha'avanim mizbeach b'shem Adonai b'shem Adonai vaya ra'as te'ala kevet satayim or kevet satayim zera saviv lam mizbeach. Vayivne. So the verb there is bana, which is to build. So yivne, he will build, but vayivne, then he built. Et ha'avanim, the stones. Mizbeach, an altar. That's what we have over here behind them, an altar. B'shem Adonai, in the name of Adonai. So that means it's dedicated to him. He's not reusing some old Baal altar or anything like this. That would just be horrible. Could you imagine? Just horrible. Okay. Vaya ra'as. He ra'asad. He made te'ala, a trench. Here, it would actually be around the altar, not over here. So, kevet satayim zera. Like vet satayim. So here we have another construct chain. Like house of satayim. This is a dual form from the word se'ah, samich aleph hey. A se'ah, it's a unit of measure that was around like 7 liters or so, to kind of give you an idea. About 7 liters of zera. Zera, seed, saviv, all around. Lam mizbeach, to the mizbeach, to the altar. All right, let's read that again. This time, do your best to translate before I do. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 32. In the Hebrew. Vayivne et ha'avanim. Then he built the stones, mizbeach, an altar, b'shem Adonai, in the name of Adonai. Or by his reputation, by the name of Adonai, something like that. Vaya'as. And he asad, he made a te'ala. Oh, did I leave that up before? I might have accidentally not translated that. Sorry. A trench. Te'ala, a trench. Kevet satayim. Kevet satayim. Like a house of 2 se'ahs. That just means like the inside part. That's how big it is. Zera, seed. It's like you got 2 se'ahs of seed. Saviv, around. Really, this should be over here like this. Lam mizbeach, for the altar. Okay. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 33. Vaya'aroch et ha'etzim, vayinatach et ha'par, vayasem al ha'etzim. Okay, so vaya'aroch, ayin, reish, kaf. The verbal root, the arach, is to arrange. To arrange. The aroch means he is arranging, or he will arrange, as an imperfect, and the vav, conversive, changes it to a perfect. Aroch, then he arranged, et the eitzim, the woods. Hebrew uses it like that, plural, the woods. Natach, and he natach, he split or chopped. The verbal root is natach, nun, tav, chet. He split into pieces. In Stücke schneiden. Et hapa, the bull. Vayasem. So this is, of course, from the verb seem. Seem, yod mem, to set or to place. Yasem means he is setting, or he will set or place. But the vav conversive changes it, and we get, sorry about that, hold on. Vayasem. Then he placed, you can add them or it, al upon, the eitzim, the wood, upon the wood. I know not everything's perfect here, but in the picture, roll with it. Focus on the Hebrew, please. There's a limited amount of time I have to make everything exactly right. So, all right, let's read through 33 again. This time, you try to translate before I do. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 33. Verse 33. Vaya'aroch. Then he, he arranged, et ha'etzim, the wood, or the woods, if you will. Vayinatach, and he split them in two. This is actually a PL. There's a strong dagesh on the top, you can tell. In Mishnaic Hebrew, this word actually has the general idea of to divide, right? To divide, or in the pa'el, to tear down something, like you're dividing it down from its base. In Arabic, natacha is to remove hair, right? So it's a little bit different. I guess you're dividing the hair from the head. But here, in biblical Hebrew, in the PL, it's usually used with meat, like to cut meat up into pieces. And you actually end up with the word netach. Netach is a piece. This is used, I believe, when Avraham is making the offering for Hashem, before he gets put into a tardema, like a deep sleep, and he has the dream about how in the future, how Israel would be slaves in Egypt. So he has the pieces of the offering are called, each one is a netach. He puts one netach over there, so you can kind of hear how that's related to the verb here, nitach, or niteach, but it's different in this form. Vayinatach, and he split into pieces, et hapal, the bull. Vayasem, and he placed, al upon, ha'eitzim, the wood. Hope you guys are enjoying our lesson. Now, the rest of the lesson is available only for our Sha'ar and Up members on Patreon. This part I decided to make as a preview, so you can see the first half of the lesson. Sometimes we go longer, so this might just be the first third or so. So, hope you enjoyed. Please consider supporting what I do here. Become a patron over at patreon.com/Hebrew Literacy. That's patreon.com/Hebrew Literacy. We still struggle, so we do really appreciate. And a Sha'ar membership right now, at the time of this recording, is just $10 a month for Sha'ar. So you'll get this, you'll get Exodus, and we have other various things, get like the vocabulary, the weekly vocabulary study that I put out there, and many of the Hebrew vocabulary and the Weaponize Your Hebrew, and it's just a lot of stuff that goes over to the Sha'ar, the gate level and up. So I really appreciate all my patrons, and we will continue with the full lesson now.